Yo, what's good, guys? Inswain with Inswain Audio. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe and to join our family because I'm dropping videos just like this one every single day. Who do you know is doing it like that? Come on, man. Welcome. We missed you. Anyways, today I'm going to be looking at a question that somebody had about why their mixes don't look like other mixes on a spectrum analyzer or what have you. So, let's take a look. Okay, so this person said, why do my references look so much more filled out than my mixes on a spectrum analyzer? And then they posted a link for the picture of an overlay between their song and the reference on an analyzer. We're not even going to take a look at that. It's not important. I didn't even look at it before I was thinking about this. It's not important. I can answer the question anyways. So they want to know why the references they're using look more filled out, which means there isn't as many holes or, dips in their frequencies and spectrum on their references than on their song. Now, first things first, and the most important thing to take away from this video is stop looking at your mix for that reason. You can look at your mix, but it's not important in this case what it looks like. Does your song sound good? That's really all that matters. If it does, done. Shut the video off, export the mix, you're good to go. Doesn't matter what it looks like. Now, I'll get a little bit more nuanced. The only time, and it doesn't really matter what it looks like, but the only time that will quote unquote matter is if you have an issue and that analyzer, the visual, is pointing it out to you. So you can use it to help you to find the issue, but don't use it to create an issue that's not there. You want to use the visuals as a secondary to confirm what you're hearing. Now, let's say there's a hole somewhere in a certain frequency range. It could mean something as simple as a balancing issue, like whatever is predominantly in that range, maybe you need to turn it up, right? But don't just turn it up just to make it look better on the visualizer, right? It could also be a lack of compression, right? Too much dynamics can create peaks and valleys. You could also use saturation to fill in those valleys, or to shave the peaks, however you want to look at it, to make it less dynamic, more balanced, and more filled out. Saturation can be your friend. Clipping, limiting. It's really compression, saturation, clipping, and limiting are going to be your best friend in any combination of those. It's a much more, in-depth conversation of which you should go for, when, where. Most of the time, it's going to be a combination of all of them or most of them. It's not just all always saturation or all always compression, right? That's usually not the case. You got to mix and match on individual tracks. Maybe you do some, like say, take this individual track, you do some compression, some saturation. And then on this other individual track, you do some limiting, compression, and some saturation. And then on your mix bus, you're doing compression and saturation and limiting, etc., right? And these are just examples, but there is no paint by numbers formula for this. It's just a matter of controlling dynamics to get that, filled out sound, even though that's not a sound. It's more of a visual. And one last thing I'd like to leave you and this person with is you're only mixing, so it's not mastered yet. And a lot of the time, the references you're comparing to are mastered. Now, that's not to say that you should just sell yourself short and be like, it's only a mix. Like, I got 80% of the way there. The mastering engineer will handle the rest. That's not a good mindset to have. Really, you want to get your mix as good as you possibly can and leave the mastering engineer with nothing to do. That's the ideal. That's the goal. But you got to remember that these references you're comparing to are limited and mastered most of the time, and yours isn't. So that could also explain the discrepancy between how it looks on the spectrum analyzer, because their song is limited, clipped, whatever. Yours might just be mixed with no master bus processing or minimal master bus processing. So it's not going to look the same. And that's okay because it's not at that stage yet. Think of it in like drawing or painting, right? Like you have a sketch and then you're going to go and finalize it and paint it. If you're only at the sketch, like it's not supposed to look like the painting you're comparing to. So think of mixing as like the sketch and then mastering as the final painting for this example. You're only doing the sketch right now, so don't expect it to look like the finalized painting. Get the sketch as good as possible, get it perfect as close as you can, and then once you get to the next step, which in our case is mastering, then you worry about that. So long story short, you're comparing a mix to a master in most cases, and it just doesn't matter. So don't worry too much about what it looks like. I don't care what the Mona Lisa smells like or what it tastes like. We only care about what it looks like because that's the main sense we're perceiving it through. The Mona Lisa is a painting. It's meant to be looked at. Our songs, our music, their audio, they're meant to be listened to. We only care what a painting looks like and we only care what music sounds like. So I don't care what music looks like, and I don't care what a painting tastes like. So don't go eat paintings. Anyways, guys, my name is Inswain with Inswain Audio. Let me know if you got something from that. Let's talk about it down in the comments. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. I'd appreciate it. Thank you we hit 500 subscribers. That's crazy. Let's go. We're taking off. It's only up from here. I'll see y'all tomorrow, man. Peace.